friends. Did you know it's almost Easter time? Well, I want to tell you a little bit more about Easter from God's true word, the Bible. We all might have great fun with Easter egg hunts and bunny rabbits. Let me show you. Here's some of my special Easter things. Here's my little bunny, his basket of eggs. But this is my book, The Easter Story. Now this story comes from God's true word, the Bible. When Jesus was on earth, he healed the sick and taught people about God. So everywhere Jesus went, boys and girls and men and women wanted to meet him. One day, Jesus had to go to Jerusalem to celebrate a feast. He rode into town on a donkey, and the crowd of people ran out to meet him. Some of them shouted, "Blessed is the King! Hosanna, Hosanna!" And they put their coats down on the path. Others waved palm branches and sang songs. The leaders were jealous. They did not like Jesus. "Look how the people follow Jesus," they whispered. "We must find a way to get rid of this man." So here's our first egg. What's inside of it? Oh, it's the little donkey. So Jesus rode into town on a donkey, and people worshipped him and loved him so much. Well, that was special. I'll go back in there. That night, Jesus ate a Passover feast with his friends. He knew it would be their last meal together. He didn't want them to forget him. So when the food was passed around, he turned to his disciples and said, "When you eat bread and drink wine like this, remember me." Let's see. Inside this one is a little cup. Oh, I see. It reminds us of the last meal that Jesus had with his disciples. There we go. So here's Jesus with the food and all his friends eating with him. Jesus knew that the jealous leaders would take him away soon, but he also knew that one of his friends would turn him in. That's Judas right there. After dinner, Jesus and some friends went to a garden. Jesus knew he would suffer and die, so he was very sad. Jesus knew this had been part of God's plan all along, because God loved everyone in the world so much, and God loved Jesus too. "I'm going to pray," Jesus told his friends. But then his friends fell asleep. Jesus knelt and closed his eyes. "Father, you can take away my suffering, but I will do whatever you want." Then Jesus went back to his friends. Let's see what's in our third cup here. Oh, I bet you can tell what this is. This looks like someone's hands praying. Who was it who was praying? It was Jesus, huh? He was praying to God, his Father, and saying, "I don't want to suffer, but if it's your plan, God, then I know your plan is good." Suddenly, a group of soldiers marched up to Jesus, and Judas, one of Jesus' friends, was with them. He greeted Jesus with a kiss. This was a signal for the soldiers to arrest Jesus. And when they did it, his friends left him and ran away. Boy, I would be nervous too. Jesus was brought before the leaders. Some people told lies about Jesus, but they had no proof, so the leaders couldn't charge Jesus with anything wrong. They said, "You say you are the Son of God. Is that true?" Jesus said, "Yes, I am." This made the leaders even more angry. This man is guilty of a terrible offense. He says he is God's son when he is not. He must be punished. Here's our next egg. The inside of this one is spear. Look at these spears that these guys have. Wow. Soldiers. They turned Jesus over to the governor, and it was decided that Jesus must die on a cross. But first he had to carry the cross a long, long way. The cross was very heavy. His friends couldn't do anything but cry. There's our next egg. What's inside? Oh, there's the cross. Jesus died soon after. His friends took his body and buried it in a new tomb. Then they rolled a big stone in front of it. But the leaders were still afraid. This is a white cloth. This is something that they used to wrap a body in before they buried it in a tomb. And then they rolled a large stone in front of the entrance to the cave, to the tomb, and put soldiers there to guard it. Here's a rock to remind us of Jesus' tomb. But Jesus' followers remembered that Jesus had said he would rise again, be alive again, after 3 days. Later, some friends went to Jesus' tomb. The big stone had been rolled away. It's empty, they shouted when they looked inside. But then they saw an angel. Jesus is not here, the angel said. He is alive again. So Jesus' friends ran to tell the others. So here's our last egg. Let's see what's inside of this. This one is empty. Nothing's in there. Oh, because Jesus was in an empty tomb. He wasn't there anymore. The tomb was empty. The stone had been rolled away and Jesus had risen alive again. There he is. After Jesus rose from the dead, what a miracle, God. He visited his friends who were so happy to see him. Before he left for heaven, he told his friends to share this good news of God's love to everyone. Because Jesus died and rose again, he can bring us to heaven too. And that is why we celebrate Easter.